Well, first off, as far as the Obama administration and politically, there's a lot that needs to be done. Some heads need to roll as to why a mere private first class with I think it was a Lady Gaga CD, is able to get onto a computer and access 250,000 classified documents. I think the response has not been the absolute best. It's funny that the Obama administration didn't seem to bother too much when it was the Iraq and Afghan war logs that really were more about his predecessor, and then act like they didn't see this coming when, we've had 3 months advance warning on this. We need to also grapple with the legal end of this. Congress has to decide, not so much even for Mr. Assange, but looking to the future. I mean, this is sort of a brave new world. We are now in a situation where it's not just state actors or armies. It's not even non-state actors like an Al-Qaeda. Not that I'm saying that he's of that same level, but you now have individuals who can act in wars against the United States, and not so much wars of missiles, but wars of information.
I mean, you make reference to Al-Qaeda and then say he's not like that, but I mean, there have been those voices in the United States and indeed in Canada as well who have talked of him in terms of terrorism.
Yeah. And in a broad sense, he is.
Isn't that an overreaction?
Well,
sure.
It is and it isn't. I mean, obviously, Mr. Assange has not brought down any buildings and not put airplanes into buildings and caused mass death and destruction. But on another level, as far as protecting the assets and information and the foreign policy of the United States, he is, in a sense, an enemy combatant.
And you think this is very anti-US specifically?
I think it is. I think for the most part he strikes me as a man with a political agenda. He doesn't strike me as a journalist trying to uncover malfeasance and misdoing. If he had, to me, a true whistleblower is someone at great risk to himself or herself, brings forward information of malfeasance. Abu Ghraib was brought forward by a U.S. airman at risk to his own life. This is a man who, for his own ego, is just dumping tons of information without cause or concern. Just finally, I think one thing that I think bothers me that we need to address is also how language changes and the misuse of language. We've been using this term whistleblower. I'm sure the BBC and others have all, without thinking through, this is not whistleblowing. This is leaking. And I think we do need to be precise into what the two different things are.